Yo, cemetery seminarians, welcome to the wake, our post movie show. Let me tell you, okay. Last week we had a great movie. We had the immortal Christopher Lee, who I'm telling you, he made the movie. If he wasn't in the movie, it wouldn't have been worth watching because it was just kind of like a scramble bunk. You know what I'm saying? But this week's movie, Messiah of Evil, holy sheep shit. What again, I'm apologizing for this one, okay? Because I mean, first of all, right, you get this chick, she's going looking for her dad back in this seaside town, and then you get to go over to this the girl's father's house. How many mushrooms did this guy do? I'm telling you, it was like it was like I don't know. To me, it reminded me of do you remember do you guys remember the movie that came out and it was oh my god, it was a cartoon. Oh god, Heavy Metal, right? And it was just all this like crazy ass shit going on, right? That's what this movie reminded me of. You walk into the house and they got paintings of people. They have paintings of a fake staircase. Why? Okay, and then okay, and so she comes into town. She finds out this guy's been wanting to look at her house. She goes to meet the guy, and what's the guy doing? He's got two chicks in a hotel room, right? And he's interviewing a drunk. Like, where'd he go? Does it get any better from there? To me, it was insane, right? And you know, I'm trying to think of a polite way to say that the movie sucked and it had like no acting, right? It had no plot. I mean, the plot was horrible, right? So some of the things that you know try to get out of this movie. Okay, first of all, cinematography was okay, right? But the set, even though the set was just a wild, like acid induced place, like I said, this you want. Can you imagine walking into somebody's house like that, right? And as soon as you walk into one room, you got this one guy's huge head paint on the wall staring at you. Remind me of Murphy Brown. Remember that crazy painter guy in Murphy Brown? Right? That's what it kind of reminded me of. It was just it was a little much, you know what I'm saying, okay? But, you know, Gloria Katz, Mariana Hill, Michael Greer, right? They had mild stardom, mild roles after that, but they pretty much you know, added up to nothing. Hate to say it, right? But the movie wasn't that good, and you guys noticed that. But our bits were good, right? That's why we want you to watch. So, um, first of all, like we had you had Gloria and Mariana, right? But Michael Greer actually had a really good career after that. He, he was pretty much the first openly gay actor that was out there. Um, and when he played his parts, he was in a couple movies, with gay themes and all that. And back in the '70s, right, that was kind of risque. You know what I'm saying? So I give thumbs up to him for some of the things he was trying to accomplish with his career back then and open up for the gay community. All right, but you know, it just to me it just seemed like the, the whole it was like a Walking Dead wackadoodle kind of thing. So it wasn't my favorite movie, but we got a ton of good ones coming up. Okay, now right off the bat, we have, and let me go into my little booklet here. I got we have so um I was working with this group Delco Horror Haven, and we went and they premiered a movie called Porch Pirate. Right, really looking forward to that. We're going to have that this fall, probably September, maybe early October. Right, really good movie. It's only an hour 15. Right, so we have a lot of fill in for it, but the movie's really good, and it's sort of like a horror drama kind of thing. A little bit of comedy. You guys are gonna love it. I'm blown away, right? Then I was put in touch with these guys from Tased Logic. There are a couple guys that do horror movies, right? They have one called Harmony and the other one called Harmony and the other one called Even the Darkness Has Arms, right? So they're both too shorts. They're about a half hour, a little bit. So what the doc and I are going to do is we're going to have a short movie fest this fall. We'll probably have 4 or 5 short movies. Oh my God, the meat's kicking in. 4 or 5 short movies, right? To make up 2 hours, right? And the idea is, we're trying to give a lot of these local, small time horror movie makers, right? Directors, producers, you know, where they can actually have their stuff on a major network, WON, out of New York. So, so we got the we got Slaughter Beach coming up, we got Porch Pirate coming up, right? We have the stuff from Tased Logic, and the boss was in contact. Let me get these guys right. Do 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 do. And it's, oh my God, it's creepy. Hold on for a second. I got to move you out of my way here. Up and up, up, up. Graveyard Stories, okay, from Moonlight Films. Now they're a New York area horror production company, right? Graveyard Stories came out in 2017, okay, and it's sort of like Creep Show. So it's like it has a bunch of stories within it. I am so excited for that. Boss, you get one of these, right? Wait a minute. You get one of these, right? So the boss went out and got somebody. So far, other than the public domain movies we've been showing, right? We have 5 separate individual small budget horror films coming up on the network. And that's things we're going to try to do. We're trying to give the little guys a chance, right? Because we're little guys ourselves, right? I mean, we're just starting out. We're going on to tonight will be our 4th show, right? And tonight is our 4th show, was our 4th show. Telling you, midnight, it's a little late for the old guy here, okay? So we have all that coming up. And the idea is, we're really trying to do something different than a lot of other horror show hosts. A lot of horror show hosts, right? And there's a lot of them out that are really good. All public domain. They get licenses for a little bit newer movies. We can't afford that yet. But if we give these little guys a chance, and when they become popular, who are they going to do? They're going to turn around and thank us, and we're going to get first shot at those movies. Okay? So, guys, stick with us. It's getting better, right? Anything's got to be better than Killer Driller, the first movie. We're going to talk about Killer Driller, the first movie. Holy cow, we have an earthquake? We're going to be talking about Killer Driller, that first movie, forever. Okay? Because it was bad. It was so freaking bad. But we've gotten so much better. So please stick with us, okay? We got to get that horror synergy going, right? Right? So far we got the trio here. We got myself, we got Dr. Dread, we got the boss, right? And we're working hard to bring horror to your house. Okay? Now, next week's movie, right? We got coming up, and it's going to be Assignment Terror, right? So Assignment Terror is actually kind of like they try to combine a couple genres in there, right? So they got these people from outer space. They want to take over the Earth, and they're figure if they come and they take over the Earth, what can they do to put us in submission? So they figured, they'll bring out all the horror monsters out. So they got Frankenstein, traditional Frankenstein, flat top kind of Frankenstein, like, right? Then they got the Wolfman, right? And the guy that plays the Wolfman is sort of like Europe's Lon Chaney. He's been in a ton of movies as the different, Universal monster characters, right? And we got Dracula. He was meh, And we got the Mummy, right? Which I never understand. Like, the Mummy always walks like this. Like, you can't just run away from him. Everybody stands there and goes, ah, and they wait for him to get clobbered by the Mummy. Don't make sense to me. Okay. So, that being said, we have a ton of things coming up the rest of the summer. We're going to be shooting our stuff for August coming up in about a week or so, right? I'm going to be doing for Slaughter Beach. I'm going to be doing some. I did some things when I was down at Slaughter Beach for vacation last week. In a couple weeks, I'm going to scout camp. Yeah, I know. I'm a scout leader. Who would have thought that, right? But we're going to be doing some bits there for what we're hoping to get a movie. This one movie that I can't tell you the name of it, right? But it's about camp, summer camp. People going camping. And it's not Friday the 13th or, none of them. Small budget one, right? But when we get that, right, I'm going to be doing some skits at camp with some of the scouts. And then later on in the year, right, they have something called a spookery. They have a spookery, which is basically a camp for the Cubbies, right? Where it's based on Halloween. We do a lot of stuff. We got like a werewolf, and we have all kinds of cool stuff, right? We're gonna do some bits from there, right? And then we could throw all that in when we get the summer camp movie, which I can't tell you the name of because we didn't get it yet. All right. Now, things I want you guys to keep in mind. Right. Next week we're on at 8, so we're back to our a normal time, 8 o'clock on Friday night, and we're going to be jumping around between Thursday and Friday, between 8 and 10 on the weeks. We'll let you know ahead of time. But the idea is we're trying to find a good slot for us, and then the boss is putting in other movie packages. Like tonight, they had, oh my god, the one with the puppet. I can't even think of the name of it because I watched it and I forgot the name of it already. But anyway, it was the one with the puppet, right? That was pretty good. That was a classic movie back in the day, So magic, there you go. But what they're trying to do is we're trying to find a good spot for all the different movie packages. We have a ton of horror hosts on there. We got Sally Zombie Cheerleader. We got the guy in the buzzard. We got Mr. Lobo. We got Boris Koris Barloff, right? Who's out of Washington. He's really good, right? So we have about 8 to 10 other horror movie shows that are on, right? And what the boss is trying to do is trying to fit which one fits in the best slot, right? So, guys, do me a favor, stick with us. Next Friday, 8 o'clock, right? Assignment Terror. I want you guys to be there, okay? And thank you for tuning in tonight at 10 o'clock. I know it's late. I'm old too, And thanks, Mad Darbarian. Out. See you guys. God, it's midnight. 12:30. Crap.